Hey everyone, welcome to RedWolf TV. This is Gambit, and today we are reviewing the ARC-1 from ARC Airsoft. Now, ARC Airsoft is a relatively new airsoft company designated and specifically designed products for Speedsoft. Their background was originally from the paintball side of sport. Therefore, their product is actually some paintball technology integrated into Speedsoft. Let's take a look what comes inside this little nifty box. So each ARC-1 will come in this foam casing. Once you open it, you'll be greeted like so. So first of all, you have the ARC-1 itself, which we will set aside. Inside come with all the maintenance, screws, lubricant, this is Dow 33, and some spare O-rings, which you don't really need. That's just only for future repair and maintenance. Flash hider, internally threaded, we'll talk about it more later. And then you have the precision unit, which is the hop-up unit and inner barrel, as well as the outer barrel. So let's set this aside. These are what you need. Now, to install it, first, the button over here. You're gonna push and slide and takes it out. So the ARC-1 has gone through multiple iterations. Now back then, the ARC-1 uses a TDC style hop-up. However, now they're all changed to this rotary style hop-up. Therefore, this golden dial is actually no longer need to be used. So all you have to do is just make sure you turn the dial all the way down so that the grub screw doesn't stake out, and you're good to go. Then just install the hop-up unit as is. In front of the receiver, there's a little screw hole down below. Now that screw hole is basically used just to stabilize and to fix the hop-up chamber in place. Once you install everything together, you may or may not need to adjust the screw just a tiny bit. You don't need to overly tighten it. Just make sure it's touching the hop-up unit and it's all good to go. And that is it. It's just used for stabilizing the hop-up unit so it doesn't move. It doesn't need to be overly tightened. And yep, that's the upper receiver. Now to install the hop-up unit, you want to come at an angle and then install the hop-up unit like so. The gun can actually sit down flat like that. Make sure the wings are parallel to the receiver. Then you're gonna go ahead and take the upper receiver, slide it down, then push the button and press down. Over here we have the outer barrel. The outer barrel, look for the flutes. The flutes is the one pointing downwards. You're gonna install it clockwise. Last but not least, the flash hider. Now the flash hider is internally thread. This is a 11mm CW thread. You can buy an adapter for a 14mm CW thread. But this flash hider also acts as a stabilizer, inner barrel stabilizer. So the inner barrel here has an O-ring inside, so everything will be super secure. Just place over here and then clockwise. And just like that, there you go. That's how you assemble the ARC-1. So now that we have this built up, technically this is not even an airsoft gun. This is an airsoft marker, just like a paintball marker. Jam-packed with very specific features, which I'll go through from top to bottom. First of all, the flash hider. The flash hider actually fits in one of those e-shooters or ace-tag tracers. Make sure you buy the tracers that has a 14mm CW thread, also with adapter to a 11mm CW thread. I'll repeat one more time, is 11mm CW thread to 14mm CCW thread. Usually it comes with those specific tracers, then you can install it and then the tracer will be just right here. Now, originally this is kind of a gripe. This is not a Picatinny rail. I cannot really mount any aiming aid, red dot, whatnot, to the gun. However, the founder, Mike Spurlock himself, mentioned that there will be an upgrade accessory, or it will be something in future versions would solve. So in this particular version, I don't have it with me, but in the very, very near future, it's gonna be modular and you can actually upgrade to with red dot. Magazine release, ambidextrous. Right side, it's a smooth button. On the right side, it's kind of like a flared button over here. Next up, we also have is the trigger face. Now what's cool about this trigger face is that it's detachable, it's magnetic. Don't know how that works. Right now, this is the only face that you have, but in the future, they will release it. Inside, there's also set screws to adjust the trigger pull, break point, slack, and whatnot. Here, rotary style hop up, you know it. Turn it to clockwise while aiming down sight. Clockwise is increase hop, counterclockwise decrease hop. Now over here is the regulator. Unfortunately, there's no reader, so you cannot see the PSI, but if you have used one of the Allen key that it comes with, turning clockwise is to increase the FPS or PSI. To turn it counterclockwise is to decrease it. Now at some point, if you decrease it too much, it will totally cut it off. So yeah, you just have to use each shot to experiment and find out which is the right FPS for your legal limit. Afterwards, you see a little gold button, gold plate down here. That is the tournament lock. Once you're done, you can just push this up, and then you can use a zip tie to feed through this hole. That way, it will tournament lock the regulator, and no one can adjust it throughout the game. Over here, you have the sort of like a dial to push forward and back. Now, pushing forward, it's the shooting mode. Pulling it back is training mode. Now, training mode is for you to practice your trigger spamming, your cadence, as well as also to tweak your trigger pulls to your own personal liking. And last but not least, we have the valve control at the back. So this is a HPA tank thread. Any HPA tank, just screw on and then you're good to go. By pushing the larger button on the left, that is to activate it. So that will connect the airflow to the system and your gun's ready to go. Pushing it here, it disconnects it. So that way the gun no longer can fire. Not only does this act as the airflow control, but it also act as the safety of the gun. There's no firing mode, there's no fire selector, so you cannot switch firing modes. Speaking of firing modes, since this is a pure mechanical system, you only have semi-auto. There's no any of the burst rounds, binary, full auto, whatnot. So this is a rather unusual product. The concept of it is not something that we're very used to. So what better way to introduce about this product than having the man himself, Mike Spurlock, the founder of Mad Labs, as well as ARC Airsoft. So Andrew, take it away.
Hi guys, Andrew here, and today on this really special episode, we got Mike Spurlock from ARC Labs to go and talk about his new ARC-1. Was it HPA, GBB?
Yeah.
It's a very
HPA tournament gun.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, we've been discussing this a lot. Showing its features. But from a designer point of view, what was the most defining feature or the design philosophy behind creating the ARC-1?
Well, we were looking at what else was in the market, and everything seemed to be electro-pneumatic. And because we came from the paintball industry, we had already developed a mechanical valve to replace the solenoids to make the electric control over the pneumatic control, right? So what we did is we implemented our mech valve, and our firing system basically shrank everything down to airsoft size and tested it, and the performance was so good, we just said, okay, we need to bring an offering into the airsoft market with this. And what makes it very special is it's mechanical. The economical side is it's completely rebuildable. You don't have the issues of the breaking down, the wires, no batteries, no recharging, all of these kind of things. And the efficiency. This thing is ultra efficient, compared to other offerings in HPA. So we thought that there was a place for us in the market, that we could bring some new tech, and it's made a splash so far.
So naturally, you've designed the ARC-1 to be very customizable and very modular in terms of what the player can do, and then whether he can upgrade it. What sort of upgrades and modifications can the individual player do on this particular platform?
Well, pretty much everything. What's cool about this is you can put new grips. You'll be able to put new body styles, bodies with tactical rails, shrouds, different mag wells. So unlike the M4 platform, which is used mostly in the tournament level HPA guns, they're all built off the M4. So you've got the full lower and then the upper. In the case with this, it's a frame with a separated mag well. So we can change the mag well. We can change the trigger shoes. We could change trigger styles. It's a magnetic release trigger system on it, you know. We have a new rubber grip system coming for it to get rid of the metal. We just want to do something a little more high end here, but we have a new ASA system that's going to move the tank system off to the back of the gun. So we'll be able to turn this into a tactical gun, not really an M4, but something very similar.
I see.
But a custom build. So the customer will be able to mix and match parts to be able to build it like they want it.
So what about this is that, you know, obviously there are other HPA sort of GBB systems. It's like, what sort of significant advantages would the ARC-1's entirely mechanical system offer to the tournament player?
I think the thing that stands out the most is the efficiency. Current HPA on a 48, 45 cubic inch HPA tank, they're getting around 1,500 shots on a full tank, and we're getting 3,000 to 3,300. So we're right now we're at about double the efficiency. But we're making some advancements to actually substantially increase the efficiency above that, maybe closer to 8,000 or 10,000 shots for the same time.
Well, that's literally an 800% increase in shot capacity.
I think the key point is nobody really knows how much air it takes to push the BB and how much air they're losing out the barrel after the BB's left the barrel. So we're really focused on that to optimize that. The other things is that the mechanical system is completely rebuildable. So unlike the electro pneumatic systems, if you get some trash into your system and it goes into the solenoid and it damages the O-rings in the solenoid, it's done. You know, that's a $120 replacement for the consumer.
Yeah, true.
Our mech valve is completely rebuildable. Worst thing's gonna happen, you have a damaged O-ring, 10 cents, it's fixed.
Boom.
Yeah.
So naturally this means that the long-term viability of the platform is potentially unlimited.
Yes. Most players will be able to tech their own stuff. And then beyond that, the cost of maintaining the product, even for like rental fields and things like that, it will be more cost-effective option.
Well, so, I mean, obviously, this particular one is already pretty substantially, you know, impressive in many respects. And being this is a completely new platform, well, where do you see it going in the future?
Let me blow your mind. There's a handful of things in development. Maybe I'll just mention a few without going into great detail because we don't want to let too many cats out of the bag. Because of the efficiency that we're seeing, this is going to allow us, and we are working on gas mag development, and also kick feature systems that will be able to add basically drop-in engines. We have a new drop-in engine that's coming. It's exactly this same functional platform. It'll release sometime in the next month and a half to 2 months. We're already showing it. We had it at Iowa in the RedWolf booth. But the cool thing about it is we know that this market's limited. It's a tournament level product, but we're told by a bunch of the industry leaders, hey, you need something that hits the standard tactical type product market. And so we developed this functioning system into a drop-in engine. You just gut your electric stuff, drop this engine in, pin it in, put the body on, and you're ready to go. Semi with full automatic, mechanical. So along with what we just talked about, some of the feature upgrades you'll be able to do to this gun, we have the drop-in engine for tactical, and then we have several other versions of the engine that we'll be releasing back behind it. One of those engines is called the Micro, and the other one's called the Nano. The Nano is going to be something that fits into basically any kind of tactical platform.
Wow. Well, so there you go, guys. If you happen to have an AEG, keep it ready into the future. So, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about in regards to ARC, its platform, your philosophy on airsoft or paintball prior to that?
You know, we have about 27 years of design and manufacturing in paintball. We don't see the paintball industry as aggressive these days as at airsoft, and we wondered to ourselves why we didn't make the jump to airsoft sooner. Basically, I took a look at the airsoft market, and I felt like that even though there is some innovation, there's no major innovation. And I looked, and in my opinion, I thought that the airsoft market was a little bit stagnant, like AG gearboxes or AG gearboxes. And I thought, you know, if we just dropped our technology that we've used in the paintball industry into airsoft, we could probably make a lot of new offerings and have a position in the market. And so far, it's looked good. So I would say to the market, get ready, here we come.
So there we go. I mean, thank you so much, Mike, for being here, for coming all the way over to Hong Kong The gun itself, the ARC-1, is fantastic. The entirely mechanical system removes any need for battery, solenoids, and makes maintaining it far easier. So again, Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here
Thanks
at
for having
RedWolf.
me.
It's been great. Cheers. Thank you
brother.
so much. Right.
So now you've heard from the man himself, and you've heard of all the features this product has to offer. Let's take it down a range, Chrono, and see how it's like in action. Chrono tests. We're using HPA with 0.25 gram BBs. So given this being a Speedsoft gun, I've set a target 15 meter downrange, and honestly, it's going to be in an indoor tournament. It's going to be a high speed chase, so to speak. So let's see how I fare. Now, for this particular model, there is no attachment yet. Therefore, I'm going to shoot 12 shots instead of 10 to allow me to have 2 shots margin to try and aim with the first round. So without further ado, using 2 5-gram BBs. Going hot. It's interesting, the trigger actually has a pretty pronounced reset and click. I like this a lot. So that's 12 shots. The first round, it missed because I need to use that to gauge where I'm aiming. And then afterwards, all 11 shots landed, no problem. So, pro tip, if you do want to clear your gun, be aware, once you eject the magazine, don't detach the air just yet. And if you shoot, check this out. Did you see a round just fly out? So make sure every time, the hop-up chamber inside will hold the round itself. There's 2 ways of getting around that. One, you can remove the O-ring inside by detaching the gold ring from the hop-up unit. Or 2, every time you finish shooting, flip the gun upside down and then fire a few rounds. Until then, disengage the airflow and you're good to go. Let's go check the results. Let's see how we did here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The first round I missed because I was trying to gauge where I'm at. So that means I have the grouping of roughly here. Now most of them are fairly at the center. This is actually really good, given I'm free-handing it. Obviously, given an HPA gun, my breathing will be one of the key factors for affecting my shot from being up and down. But I mean, come on. Not even full palm, center palm. So 15 meters, that means if I enlarge it, even 20, 30 meters downrange, double the range, you still hit a human torso, no problem. So yeah, a super accurate mechanical HPA gun. Let's head out there and conclude. So, as you can see, this Airsoft marker is by no means an entry-level product, but it's a very purpose-driven product. There's a specific purpose behind the design and concept of this very product, and it's got the performance to back it up. What would you do? Would you get one of this? Do you like the mechanical trigger? One of this for your tournaments? Or would you use this not only for tournament, but even just for casual skirmish game? Because after all, it's still shooting a 6mm ball bearing. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. So for this good product and many more, go to our online store at www.redwolfairsoft.com. This is Gambit, out.